just lost a bunch of film then. Sorry about that. Oh, I'm sorry to myself. Sorry about that, Benny. I don't know why, but I must have clicked to stop. Yeah, I said like a bunch of beautiful stuff you missed. Oh well, we'll get to it. There's no reason to get upset about shit. I think we did pretty good. I think we did alright. Let's get back to taste. I'll just call this taste continued, or I'll join it to the other one. I hope you're having fun. So this would be podcast 2. The continuation of the definition of taste, according to Benny. Now if you know who I am, don't tell anyone about this. Let them find it, please. Thank you. I really appreciate that. This is like my contribution to the artificial intelligence. My contribution to the huge machine that's being built right now, based on Snapchat and Twitter and fucking Facebook and YouTube. This huge machine mind. And I always think about this huge machine mind, and I think of its creator, us. Of course, there's levels of creation. Maybe we were created by something. Maybe that was created by something, and then so on and so on until the end of time. I love the concept of the end of time. I told a bunch of my friends, I said, I went to the end of time. This is 2 weeks ago on this super mushroom trip. I told them, I went to the end of time last night, dear friend. And then don't say anything else. So they're like, what the fuck do you mean? I said, I took, because I'm a fucking imbecile, because I'm a nutcase, I took 18 grams last two weeks ago. Benny took 18 fucking grams, dried grams, I was a bit drunk when I did it. Because you need a bit of courage. You need a bit of liquid courage. I would not recommend this to anyone, hey. Like, do not take 18 grams of psilocybin mushrooms unless you are a fucking idiot. And then that's not my fault because you're a fucking idiot. Oh, this one's got heaps of... This podcast got heaps of terrible language, but at least you're looking at like something better than my roof and up my nose that I pick. That's my taste too. I pick my nose. I'm trying to stop. So I kind of woke up in the middle of this trip, this 18-gram trip, where I went to the end of time. I call it the end of time because I got some LSD like the other year, and I knew it wasn't that great. Like, it wasn't like the one I was talking about that I got from my cool friend. It was like from another cool friend, like local shit, or I come across the border, I think. But it was like not that great, but I did a Terence McKenna on the motherfucker. I didn't eat. I didn't get drunk. I took these 2 fucking tabs. I went to my room, I turned off the light, and I sat in my bed alone and started really, really, really bending space and time, like. And eventually I ended up where my wife came in, and because there was this huge explosion in time and space where I was at, like fucking huge, it shook the house. And then she walked in and she's like, and I said, "You know what's going on, don't you?" And then she's like, "Yeah, why?" "Of course I can read your mind." Like that she could read minds all the, like it was so fucking bizarre. But I think I was putting, I don't know what was going on, but I was in a parallel universe where she was talking to me and I was understanding her, and then we started just hugging, and talking shit. And I decided not to talk that much because every time I'd talk, I'd like say some stupid shit, man, like full on. And she was like the goddess talking the stuff. But it's like anything, like anytime you're like hot. But that was like so. I went to these great spaces on that one trip because it was like dark and I sat there and I took it, man. I went to the fucking death, and Benny was dead. I wasn't ever coming back, and then I was like, oh, that fucking picture of the stairs, that dude made, like that artwork of the stairs going everywhere and nowhere and upside down and sideways and all that shit. It was like that, and then and then I was like getting it, and then I wasn't getting it. I was getting it, like everything fucking rotates and moves and consciousness is being bent. But there was nothing I could take back because that's how it always is. Like Terence describes the DMT trip. I've been on that shit, and I reckon mushrooms are better. I don't. Well, like, it's the same thing. Like you go on the DMT trip, yeah, whatever, and then the mushrooms is like similar. Like you if you could take any of this shit back, it was so powerful. You could bend the material world, but you can't bend the fucking material world. Or maybe you can. I don't know. I don't want to judge you. Maybe you're doing a good job of it, and that's cool. Like, tell me about it in the comments. This is the continuation of flavor. I'm gonna stick on flavor for a bit because I gotta like convince you. That's my competition right now. I gotta convince you, but I don't really care if you're not convinced. But I just want to get you thinking about it. Like why you make decisions. Why do you, Johnny Smith, make decisions about what you're gonna do, or what you're gonna buy, what you're gonna say, what you're gonna. Buying's like voting. What you're gonna vote. Why do you like Donald Trump? Why do you like Hillary Clinton? Because behind all that is the flavor. This is what I'm talking about. The flavor. I'm gonna give you a word to describe why you pick something and don't pick something and do nothing. That's a flavor too. Are you the I'm not gonna do shit person? Fuck you? Or are you the I'm gonna go to Donald Trump's march? Fuck you? Or are you I don't know, fuck you? Or are you I never tell people fuck you? It basically is a rainbow, like I was saying on the last thing, and you are picking one thing, like, because you are a certain color on that rainbow. I don't want to pigeonhole you. Like, I want to make it dynamic. Because, like I said, someone very, very close to me, very beautiful, gave me the precious gift of knowledge that everything is dynamic. And that really appealed to my flavor. I like that. That's my taste. I like that everything is dynamic, that we evolve continually. This podcast, I'm not the same person as I was. Even though it's the same day, I'm not the same person that I was. I got like endless material as to why this is where I am. Endless. I've like I've told you, listened to that much shit lately, compressed that much information into a couple of years. That every day I have epiphanies. Synchronicities. What are all these things to you? Like, tell me your definition of things. Terence McKenna like put it really beautifully. Like, why isn't it the whole world is just words, stories, language? What makes you believe it's scientific? Did the scientists make you believe that? Do you know scientific philosophy? Maybe you're not interested in science, fine. Maybe you're interested in other shit. But this is about Benny's taste. Welcome to the Nomad's taste. Number 2. We're just getting rolled up. We're 12 minutes in. I've announced the name of the podcast. I I've been getting into a lot of podcasts lately. I like the Church of What's Happening Now. I like Joe Rogan Experience. I like stand up comedy. I've been like, this is my gateway to stand up comedy. I'm gonna like smoke you one day with a fucking kick ass bowling stand up comedy, and you're gonna love it. I guarantee it. One day. May not be this life. Do you believe in reincarnation? Put your answer below in the comments. I'd love to hear. I'm gonna try and put as many links as I can. I'm gonna try and put as many links as I can. In the information above the comment. Sorry, I just had a little bit of an overflow of water here. Bear with me. Yeah, I'll set you up with some links. Benny's influences, Benny's taste at the moment. Maybe something I enjoyed today. Yeah, I really love hearing from other people. Maybe you can respond to me with your own podcast. Tell me what you're thinking. Well, this isn't really a podcast because it's not live, so this is like a half-assed podcast. Until Benny gets good internet and all that shit. This is what we gotta deal with. I'm acting possessed. Like I'm possessed by something else. And I'm talking to my channeled body in the third person. Yeah. So many things coming to my mind. Sorry, I'm filtering a bit here. I'll try and keep the space open. So number 2, and we're in March of 2017, and I'm already up to number 2. I love anyone who's listening to this. I love everyone, actually. The hardest thing would be to love a pedophile. And that's in the news a lot nowadays. Now Trump's in. All the pedophiles are getting rounded up. Well, not all of them. Most of them. Society's saying no to pedophile. And they were like super high up in our society. What do you think of the hierarchy? Tell me below. Talk to me. The hierarchy of humans and the physical plane. And then you got the mind plane, the consciousness plane, where we send and receive data. Or is it data or beauty or art? We send and receive like linguistic masterpieces. We might look down at some people that that we believe send shitty masterpieces, but for them, that is their love, their art, their expression. Who are we to fucking brandish them as imbecile and stupid? Maybe we just use those words to let off steam. The beast letting off his steam. Her steam. I mean, you got all these fucking crazy flavors coming out now. Like people like wanting to be called hair and like wanting to change she and he and become a rainbow of them pronouns and shit. Can you imagine the Spanish language if it had to grasp that? You're talking about multiplying the number of words used in Spanish by how many of these things you're gonna make? By that many. Divided by 2, because there's 2 already. Or maybe they could just group it into the usted conjugación. Do you speak Spanish? Tell me below. I can speak a bit more Spanish. Hola, ¿cómo estás? In my accent, maybe you've worked out I'm Australian. I don't know. Tell me. ¿Cómo estás? Dígame. ¿Por qué estás aquí? Yo quiero tu comento también. Comentar. Abajo. Donde dice comentarios. Te amo también. Maybe I could do like a Spanish podcast. Wow. I would be so surprised if this finds anyone in a million years. If it finds one person, I'm gonna try and make it findable. Just with my heading and my lovely links and things below. I don't have a website yet. If you want any of this material, ask me. Contact me. I'm super approachable. I have hardly any views unless I bought them. And I will buy some, trust me. But it's super covert. We're doing this covert like. That's my flavor. Someone very precious and close to me taught me that. That my flavor, well, that's dynamic. But I kind of always been like that. Like, my flavor is like covert, undercover, saying, I'd love that, like, if this was like a super nice present, but it was right under your nose. And it's gonna come to you when synchronicity says. Are you getting flavor yet? Tell me. I'm trying my hardest to like come up with, like, this is all spontaneous, obviously, because it's so fucking boring. Said the negative Benny. The negative Benny in my head said that this was fucking boring, and I should get my act together. Today is the day. Another dream has been made. Today I take possession, and I'm gonna piss off the vegans here. I was a vegan, I understand you, but the thing is, like, that's bad for the planet, dude. And I'm like a planet person. Now, what do I mean by that? See, this is all beautiful. I love it. I want to extrapolate on as much as I can. We're gonna go through a lot of stuff. So I'm just still in this introductory phase. Haven't got into like where I just rant yet. Because I'm still trying to introduce you to the fact that we're going to lay shit down random. We're gonna be like random, man. Random. And then it's all gonna come together. And I'm gonna stick with flavor right now, but maybe we'll take a few sidetracks. If I have any annoying habit, just let me know and I'm gonna work on it. Okay? It's gonna be hard for me to work on the drinking part. I tried, but I'm balls deep. This time I'm balls deep. But I'm trying, you know. I'm working on that. I will do a sober podcast one day. Just don't count on it today. Did I tell you I love you already? I love my podcast viewers. They're special to me. We look out for one another. Well, we try to. Taste. Flavor. Uncomfortable silence. I really, really, really want orgon to be true. Do you know what orgon is? They call it like, it must be like chi as well. It must be similar. and it flows all the way around us, flies around and stuff. I tell you, I spent $600 building uh, an Orgon Cloudbuster. I shit you not. I got the aluminium fucking the chips, the machining, like from a machine shop. I got the steel from the machine shop, like the steel winding. I got the crystals. I paid a fortune. I paid too much for the crystals. I paid like $200 for the plastic. I cast it. I put color in. I paid for the dye, the color. I built the fucking thing. I aimed it at the sky. I swear I was moving clouds. This is where the scientists talk about the placebo effect. And 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 then laugh. And the placebo effect. Like, has anyone studied the placebo effect? I imagine they have. Google that, I bet they have. And I clinch into those things, those ideas, the placebo effect. You know, like, I love that. That's a mystery. Well, you can pretend it's not. You can explain it with consciousness and say anything you believe, young man, is what happens. That's how Abraham said it. Anything you believe will happen. You will attract it. That is called the law of attraction. You know, succinct. She's succinct. Beautiful. Works every time. For the fucking people that don't think. Yeah, so I'm going to take a break. This podcast is only 27, 28 minutes long. Maybe a bit longer if I care. I'm trying too much to think about taste. Well, let's talk about my taste. I'm like this guy that got really good at science and then got really, really into pseudoscience and got really angry at science and then come back to an understanding that he liked. So I like the idea. I think science is like real because like you observe something, you predict the future. If you observe it enough, you'll come up with a way to predict the future. And but I am like sick and tired of like maybe you are. I'm sick and tired of the institutions. Institutions are like the I think what it's to do is like I was introduced to flexibility dynamics by someone really, really special to me, and then anything static now, like anything that remains static and fights to be static, I despise. Well, do I despise? Like, despise is a strong word. I don't know if I despise them, but let's just use that for effect. I don't know. I really, really. Oh, let's go sexual. I'm not kinky. I know how boring. I'm such a boring person. I am satisfied with unkinky shit. Like, when shit gets kinky, maybe it's because I'm like boring, you know? Maybe because it's like I'm like fucking foamy. A boring dude. Or like reserved, you know, like shy. Maybe I would like kinky shit, but that kinky chick hasn't rocked up and started kinkifying my fucking sex life, you know? I'm down with like monogamy, and polygamy scares me. But that's cool. Like, if you want to be polygamous, whatever. I get it. I get it. I pretend to get it. I pretend to understand that, you know, like, your taste is fucking legitimate. That's what you are. Like, look at a pedophile. Oh, I'm gonna go back to pedophile. I'm gonna cover this shit. I'm gonna lose a lot of people because I talk about this shit. But like, look at a pedophile. He he or she. That's how you gonna change that. It's like telling a gay. That's like telling me, like, I've gone through the fucking wash, and I'm like straight, boring straight, and like, you're gonna like make me a pedophile? I don't think that's possible. So how the fuck are you gonna make a pedophile straight? Oh, I think a lot of people think they come to test us, come to make us fucking contemplate that, to understand that we're not that. I would say. I wouldn't say that it's been set up like that. I'd just say that's how the piece of art goes, you know, like, this is a piece of art, and that's how it goes. On one side, you have something that you absolutely despise. That is your opposite flavor. And then on that being on that other side, if it is actually a being, or if it's a, maybe it is an imaginary creature, but doesn't that make it a being? Anyway, from that point of view, from if that, you know, is a conscious being, they look at you and they say, I despise you. That's polar thinking, you know, like, we're gonna do a lot of that. We're gonna get into that a lot. I'm just gonna pretend that you're into me. Yeah, I'm gonna tell my new story. Yeah? So just take it or leave it. We've reached that point. Like, if you come this far, then let's just take it or leave it. You're either into me or you're not. This is my hobby after all. So don't fuck it up for me. I won't fuck up your hobby, you don't fuck up mine. Yeah? We'll just keep it real. I'm so not sharing this with my friends. They're gonna have to find it. They're gonna have to find it. They're gonna have to, like, I haven't heard about the taste forever. And then they're gonna go on Google and they'll say, what is taste? Ah, yeah, I'll put that in the thing. What is taste? Watch this, fuckers. Watch this stupid fucking shade cloth moving while this dude listens. We're gonna be super covert here, baby. This is undercover. Even though I've already mentioned my name. God damn it. It's amazing you tell yourself you're not gonna do something and then you fucking do it anyway. And then you say, chill. Who gives a fuck? Oh, now we're progressing from taste and we're just entering Benny's taste. The nomad taste. I'm a nomad. I literally despise material possession, but I love it at the same time, see? Because they're opposites, see? So I'm both. I'm the psychedelic gem, the Gemini. Fuck, I just gave myself away. I'm like, I kind of stuck in between, kind of being, I should be dead. I got this awesome idea. Do you want to hear it? I'll tell you anyway. There's this crazy idea. I started it. Now I uploaded it. So if you hear it anyone else, they copied me. Yeah, okay. It come to me when I was like doing some crazy shit. When I first moved here, I was driving a company car and I fell asleep at the wheel because the night before I was doing some crazy shit and I was tired. And then I like was racing home. Or it wasn't home. It was like where I was staying. I was racing there and I was in a tunnel in this cool city. And I fucking fell asleep and I hit a curb and I bounced back into the middle of the road. And that woke me up, like, got me fucking woke up. I got back there. I never thought of that day, or maybe I did. I was fucking surprised. I should have died. And then I developed this idea. It developed in me. Maybe it's in the field, maybe you've had it. That we are living the longest life. Because someone told me about parallel universes, all that. I don't really believe that anymore. Or maybe I do. It could all be true. But maybe this life that you're living now, why you survived all of those near-death shit, is because you're living the longest life that you've lived. And we all die old. Doesn't matter if you die young. Like my baby friend, Crew. He died like super young. But that's because I'm living the branch of life long. Maybe why Crew met me was because on another branch we were mates. Down the track. We found each other because we got the same name. And we're the only two in the world. And then like my longest life, I miss that. I don't get that experience. Because if I meet Crew, I die early. I don't know. I believe that. That makes sense to me. Maybe it doesn't make sense to you. I don't know. Maybe you'll see it. It's a pattern. But see, when you got to be careful with consciousness, because you'll make a pattern believable, you'll believe it, and then it'll manifest. And see, that's the most fundamental rule of this shit, this game, is, and that's why I don't, like, look at this, I'm just explaining my taste. Why, that's why I don't fuck around. I wanna project something positive into this world. I got a dream. Be like Joe Rogan says, be the hero of your story. Because you'll be able to do it. Like, combine that with my effect. You will be able to do it because you are going to live the longest life possible for you. Be the hero of your story. You know, the hero of my story, I'm going to talk about that. And this is going to tell you a lot about my flavor. The hero of my story, I had a vision, and maybe it'll become a reality. If I focus on it enough, it'll become a reality. And this is my vision. One of them. I have several. We're dynamic here. Enjoy the ride. Yeah, okay. Benny gets a truck. Benny gets some money. So Benny can do anything. So Benny, get my truck. This is how it works, yeah. I take over the waste disposal of this huge city. It's about 7 million people. The sewage system. I take over the product of the sewage system. I combine it with the product of them cutting, lopping shit. So I get all of the green waste, I get all of the black waste. I mix it into a scientifically designed. I build a plant that's scientifically awesome, and it's not that expensive. It's just a block of land. I mix these two things together. I make a beautiful, but I do it in such a way where it's like space age, And I get all of the product, like the heat, all of the fucking nitrogen, air, and I get the fertilizer, and I grow flowers. My plant is run by people I find that are beautiful, that are homeless, and I encourage them to compete with me or cooperate with me. This is generating a lot of money because it's generating electricity, a product like flour, like all types of flours that we make millions of dollars from, and I heat like this whole community's houses and grow all of these I don't know, biofuel, or I feed animals, or I basically I turn shit and waste into a system that betters people that have nothing, their lives. And we all eat like kings, and we have great time, and abundance, man, like actually make it happen. and I have like as much time as I want with my kids to play with them and love them. And that is the pinnacle of my flavor right now. I think I got everything. And we embrace technology and evolve, not caveman, back to the cave, all that shit. Fuck that. We're educating like people that haven't been educated. We're giving them jobs. We're giving them like stability, giving them a home, giving them food, loving them. We're all having fun. Uh, of course, you're gonna end up with pedophiles in the mix, and that's the fucking like the last challenge for the human is the pedophile. We're in my flavor now, so that's the last challenge. Something you do not ever agree with, yet it exists. Many people have like issues with someone with slightly unbearable ideas other than their own, and that's on this